Hi, it's George Mizell. One of the areas that you hear a lot about today are LED lights. This is a big area and it's a new area, so I wanted to take a minute and sort of find out a little bit about these. I've ordered some LED lights and they're so fantastic that I'm going to be carrying them on the website now. Let me just show you what we got. First of all, when I ordered it, each light comes in a panel box like this, and it comes with a power supply. So I've got the power supply and I've got the lights. And I was wondering, how hard can this be to install? I wanted to go through this process. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. It comes with a little this is your remote control for changing your lights. This is really a cool feature. You can program your lights with this button to where they're 10% all the way up to 100% of power. You've got this little device that you mount so that it's the sensor that this is looking for. This is the controller box that comes inside the box, and you get some steel cables. If you're not wanting to mount it in a grid ceiling, which is what we'll be looking at as a suspended ceiling, then you can also get these cables that they make with mounting brackets to hook up to the light and hold it at a fixed distance. So this works really well, and of course we get the most important element, the panel. One of the things that I needed this light for is how thin it is. In the area where I have my lights in my office, it is very difficult because you don't have enough depth in the ceiling to put fluorescent lights. But this LED light is absolutely perfect. This is about 1/2 of an inch thick, and that's all that it takes. Let's take a look at how we put this together and see how easy it is to operate. Okay, I've taken everything out of the box, and now we're ready to put this together. I want you to see how quick and easy it is to put these panels together. First of all, we have the two little pigtails that are coming out of the back of the panel. It's strapped on so it doesn't tear loose and doesn't come out. Everything is put together very well. So we're going to lay it face down. Now I only have two boxes. One box has these two connectors. Doesn't matter which way we plug them in. I just plug those two in. This goes to the power supply. Plug this in to the power supply. The lights are on. All I have left to do is hook up my sensor so that the light switch will work. There's a little black hole here, plugs right in. Now we have everything ready to test. We'll turn it over. And you can see we're going to take the plastic off now. That's protecting it. This is the light. This is our little sensor. This is what's really cool is we can take this and change the light level. We can go to 10%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60, 70, 80, 100%, and you can see how it's changing incrementally. One of the other big issues about LED lights is being able to control the light level. But as many cases with other dimmers, you really don't drop your power consumption that much. Let's see how well the LED light works when we change the power. Instead of just reading manufacturer's literature, I actually have a power quality analyzer, and we can see exactly how much power this panel is pulling at the different light levels. In taking a look at how this works and how much power it's actually drawing, it's a panel that's rated for 70 watts. That's how much energy it's supposed to draw, but it is significantly more light level, and the feature of being able to control it precisely is such a tremendous advantage. Let's take a look. This is a power quality analyzer. I can click this button and we'll look at the sine wave of the electricity that's coming in, and this is showing us how it's operating. What we're interested in from a power consumption standpoint is the watt level. So I'll push the watt button, and you can see across the top, this is the watts. I have it set for 30% power now. This particular one tests out at the maximum at about 69 watts of power for what it's doing, and you can see that it's reading 18.3 watts. Watch what happens when I go to 40%. I just hit the button, I'm at 40%, and you see it's increased to 25.9 watts. We go to 50%. It is now reading 33.4 watts. I jump up to 70%, and it is reading 48.3 watts. I can keep stepping up 80%, 90%, 100. Now it is reading 60, one more time to go. It is now reading 67.3 watts, so, or 68.3. when you're operating like this, you can get precisely the light level that you need. You don't have to change out the number of bulbs or anything. You hit the button, you go to 50%, now you have 50% of the light levels. So I wanted you to get a feel for the fact this is absolutely precise. When we're using 50%, 20%, all the way down to 10% light level, 10% light level would only be pulling about 7 watts of power. So you can have the lights on and be burning so much less light than you can with almost anything else you can find. Now, how hard is it to install in a suspended ceiling? Let's take a look. Of course, where you're installing this, you will have to have the power, and it needs to be a 110 outlet so that this standard plug can plug into it. Once you've done that, I've taken all of this stuff. I've got the controller box up here. I drilled a small hole and put my sensor right in here in one of the dark spots of the suspended tile so that it doesn't show up too much. It's just right here, easy to get to. And I've got these 2 little pieces hanging down. Now it's time to put the panel in. All we have to do to put the panel in, hold it up, and it's pretty much a one-person operation. I can put these 2 in, hook this one up to its little plug. Now I just tilt it at an angle so it goes into the set, push it up, push my stuff up as I put it into place, drop it in, and it is installed and operational. One of the things that I really like about this, again, is being able to precisely control how much light that you need. So we can drop these lights to 10%, or if we need a little bit more light, we can go to 50% or 80%, 90%, all the way up to the 100%, and now we've got plenty of light. But in many cases, you don't need this much light, so you're only going to use this much power. You want 40%? It's perfect. That's what we want. Wanted you to get a feel for how easy it is to set this light up from start to finish, and know that for a fact these lights are extremely precise and they're very efficient. You can see that these can replace an enormous number of fluorescents. These lights can provide a lot of advantages, and hope this helps you make your decision on LED lights, and you can pick them up on our website at supermagnetman.net.